an entrepreneur, life coach, Lesia. She has got a lovely method, what she calls as a exchange method. Let's ask what this exchange method is, Lesia.
I was in a desert with my friends, and he was like, why don't we just go barefoot? And it was so scary. My mind instantly came up with all the pictures of scorpions.
Why this? That 4 a.m. I have to wake up.
Why this exact habit?
Yeah.
Beautiful quote in Quran, which I want to read.
Oh wow. Do you see any downside of this method?
Something like that, which makes so many people just cry because of the fears, because of so much resistance about reading at least one book a month. And you've done even more. But how did it work out in your life?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Would you please share what just happened here in Dubai?
I never thought of it, but this is again, it's another experience. And this was such a moment for me. I couldn't still believe on myself.
Because you've trained your brain, you showed it who is the boss here. Not those comfort which the brain wants to stay in.
Steps, some techniques, how people can follow them and they can also reach to their dreams. Hello and welcome to Explore Hayat. Today we have got a very, very special guest. And she has done some marvelous things in her life. She's quite young, but she has achieved her many goals. She is an entrepreneur, she's a life coach, and she had some dreams which she was trying to chase them, and finally she could realize her dreams. Today we are going to discuss with her about her life journey because she has got so many interesting stories to share. Plus, she has got the method by which people can learn, and once they apply on their own lives, they can also reach to their goals and dreams. So let's welcome to our show, Explore Hayat, Lesia. How are you today?
Thank you, Hashif. It was an incredible introduction. Thank you so much for this beautiful time together, for creating and bringing value to the world. Let's do this. We have an incredible topic to talk about, and we are ready to share it.
Brilliant. So let's start from a very basic question, which I mostly ask to the people about their own lives. So how did you end up being in Dubai?
It was my biggest goal, the dream of my life. I dreamt about living in an English-speaking environment in a beautiful city where people smile back to you when you smile to them. In Russia, it's quite not so often, it's not so common. When you smile to the people, they think that you're kind of weird.
So they don't smile much?
Exactly.
Okay.
Here you smile and you feel the positivity back. And that's where I dreamt about it. But when I set this goal, finally, when I was 20 years old, everything was against me. It was this political situation in Russia, which made our bank cards don't even work at all. My husband got stuck in Russia because of the contract with his job. So many things. Our social media platforms got blocked in Russia, Instagram and Facebook. And also I was feeling quite lost. I was getting those intrusive thoughts about the past, which would cover my attention, which would cover my mind, and I would feel so, how to say it, when gloomy. The mind was so gloomy.
So
Is
gloomy.
It the word?
Okay. Quite dark, dull,
Exactly.
gloomy.
Exactly.
Okay, because of the situation and the environment you were living in.
Exactly. And because of inability to manage the mind at that time. Inability to manage your thoughts. It was something which took away of all the energy of mine. But I knew I need to change it. I knew I need to redirect my energy from that intrusive negative thoughts, which were quite comfy to think about, but to redirect my attention, my energy to shift to a new reality. And I set an intention that I want to finally move abroad. I want to make this quantum leap in my life from that familiar small town in Russia to the life of my dreams. And I promised myself that in order to get it, I will first wake up at 4 a.m. for a year, every single day. And second, I will refuse from those negative thoughts, those comfortable thoughts about the past, missing the past, whatever, but it was something which used to take away my energy. I needed to redirect my energy from those habited thoughts to the future. And I committed to myself that now, a year of waking up at 4 a.m., no matter what. And
brilliant.
Directing that energy. And here I am in Dubai. And
Wow.
It's the most beautiful place for me. My whole body, my soul lights up on fire, living here every day.
So you
Everything
love
is-
here in Dubai
Absolutely.
a lot. You like here. Very nice. So let's say, so you made a commitment to yourself that you are going to get up 4 a.m. every day, and you are doing it for last 1 year. And what was the reason that you gave a commitment to yourself for such a tough ask on yourself? You wanted to take yourself out of a comfort zone. You wanted to get rid and stay away from the negative environment you were living with. You had a gloomy feelings. So why this, that 4 a.m. I have to wake up?
Why this exact habit?
Yeah, exactly. This habit you wanted to build.
Because this is actually how it works, how the exchange manifestation method works.
So
He
what is
needs
this?
it.
Yeah. How, I mean, I wanted to come up to this. She has got a lovely method, what she calls as a exchange method. So before we get into further deeper, so let's ask what this exchange method is, Lesia. You explain us first what this method is about.
It's when you basically exchange your willpower, your commitment to do something, any healthy habit, any powerful intention to follow, and as an exchange you get your desire. And it's not even connected. Me waking up at 4 a.m. and overcoming the body's weakness, teaching my brain who is the boss here, every day. It wasn't connected to making quantum leap in finances and moving to Dubai, but it was an exchange. This is how I showed the power of my intention, how much I wanted that. And it's a beautiful quote in Quran, which I want to read.
Oh, wow.
Just who
so it's
is-
a quote in Quran you found out. So you do some research as well.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
Who is he that will lend Allah a goodly loan? Then Allah will increase it manifold to his credit, and he will get a good reward. So all that we put into the world, it gets rewarded.
Wow.
And this is how the exchange method works.
This is beautiful. So can we say, like we have a saying in English, we say, what goes around comes around. So what you do, so what you sow, shall you reap. So is it like a similar kind of a method? Like whatever you will be doing, say in the exchange method, it happens the same way?
It happens the same way. You basically exchange, you plant seeds for your desire to manifest.
Okay.
But here the power is that you write an intention, which the exact habit you exchange on this exact goal. And it's not even connected. This practice is so familiar. It's very popular in Russian spiritual community. And I've never heard about it in English-speaking world.
Right.
So I'm honored to introduce it, to present it to English-speaking world, because it's life-changing.
That's brilliant. So how it works, exchange method, how does it happen? It's like a miracle happens, or you take some practical steps, and is there any relation like, okay, I do this, you make an intention, or what do you do? How do you do it? So how does it work? What's the method? If you could explain that.
You can manifest anything by choosing a habit and exchanging it on your goal. One of the examples is how I set an intention to wake up at 4 a.m. for a year and then got this quantum leap in finances. It was exponential. I've never made so much money in a month, and I started making it and still do. And it wasn't something which could happen to a 20 years old girl, especially in small town in Russia. It was this how you shift yourself to a new life, to a new line of line, and it's incredible. Another example is I was in a desert with my friend, and he was like, why don't we just go barefoot? And it was so scary. My mind instantly came up with all the pictures of scorpions and all the animals who can live in the desert. Barefoot, it was extremely uncomfortable, extremely scary. But I was like, it's an exchange. I will exchange this brave step now, such an uncomfortable, such a frictional step, to make a quantum leap again and to meet a business partner, to grow together, because I was tired of doing everything by myself. A week later.
Wow, so nice. Just in a week's time, you
A
could
week later.
manifest what you wanted
It
to.
was manifested.
So what I understand from this method is you make a commitment to yourself to do something which you're not comfortable with. So break that uncomfort, or you come out of your comfort zone in order to gain something which you really have a desire to gain. Is this what you mean? And it
Absolutely.
doesn't have to be related to that. For example, you said started to wake up 4 a.m. every morning for whole 1 year, but it has nothing to do with your exponential income, financial growth, but you got it in such a younger age. So it's nothing related. that waking up 4 a.m., then because I'm doing this, and that's why it's happening. There's no direct relation, but indirectly it's working.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. So if I ask you how to do this method, like for our audience, because every time we want to give something special to our audience in this Explore Hayat, so that the takeaway should be they should also transform their lives. And it's very important that they should also reach to their dreams. So they must have the value for having you in the show today. So can you please provide us with some instructions, some steps, some techniques, how people can follow them and they can also reach to their dreams?
Absolutely. And I first want to provide some more stories about how it all worked, not only in my life, but in the lives of so many of my students. Simple example, my student wanted to get clarity what to do in life because she felt extremely lost. She felt like she is on a wrong path and she needed to find this clarity. It was her only intention. She decided to do an exchange method and do a fasting. Try to do fasting for a day. That's what she decided to do. She wrote an intention that I will do healing fasting for 1 day, and as the exchange I want to get clarity in what to do, and now she is writing a book. That is what she got as an exchange, and she feels so fulfilled by putting herself, showing up in this book. That's what she wanted, and she got it as an exchange, because she activated her willpower. Simplest example. And it was this little, small desire. But it can come up with something bigger. Another student of mine, she wanted to meet a partner, a good partner to build strong relationships with.
Yeah.
And she decided that she will go to the gym every day for 30 minutes minimum for 30 days. And as an exchange, she will meet a good, trustworthy man to start building relationships with. She met him in 15 days. It didn't even require a month. It happened earlier. Now they are more than 2 years together. And she does feel the way she wanted to feel. Again, it's not connected. Going to the gym and activating your willpower and then meeting the right person, attracting the one who you would feel happy with. But this is how you exchange, redirect the energy from small desires to big ones.
Right.
And it works beautifully.
So I'm trying to understand this method because what it means you have to have certain intention in your mind that has to be very clear what you want to do, what you want to achieve. Then you have some strong desires for that. And then you take any action, not in that direction, but you do in some other direction.
Absolutely.
So you do some other things, but still you get where your intention, your desire is.
Yeah.
You still get that. Is it like a magical thing or it has got something which can be proven?
Beautiful question. Absolutely. It's actually when you choose this frictional activity, something to overcome resistance. It should be a fight with your brain to do that every day, that habit, or to do this one extremely brave action, such as walking barefoot in the desert. It's actually, the instruction is, first step to choose a goal we want to fulfill so much, a goal which hasn't been fulfilled for some time, which we feel like maybe it's impossible when we are ready to give up. This is the goal we can choose. Second, to choose an action or a habit. It can be a habit which is long-term, a habit for 30 days, or it can be one extremely uncomfortable action. For instance, walking barefoot somewhere where you feel so scared, swimming in the sea at night when you have so many fears that it can be sharks, many animals, something. These are the examples. Or it can even be wear 2 different pairs of shoes outside and to overcome that fear of judgment, of someone's opinion. But by doing that uncomfortable action, you unfold it, unleash that energy, and it goes directly to your desire. Or a habit. A habit can be reading 10 pages of a book every day, going to the gym every day, waking up at the uncomfortable time, doing something to activate this willpower, to overcome resistance. And it should be frictional, because then, after you finish it, you feel such a bliss, such a confidence in who you are that you can do anything. This is what we need to do as a second step. Choose a habit for 30 days, or an action which is to do once, which is too uncomfortable, which you can't even make yourself doing it. But by doing so, you actually redirect this energy to your goal. It's an exchange.
This is beautiful. In this way, first of all, what you're doing is you are trying to overcome your beliefs, which are false beliefs. If you have got a fear of height, fear of going into the water,
Exactly.
You are afraid that there could be sharks at night time, so I can't swim at night. Or going in the desert, when you feel that in the desert there could be some scorpions, but still you walk bare feet. So you are coming out of that fear, and the time you come out of the fear, you feel yourself to be in another realm. Once you get into it, you have got some extra power in you, and that helps you to get what you want to get in your life. So you're transforming yourself in this way.
True. You calibrate your reality. Once you finish this action or that habit for 30 days, you're in a new reality. You shifted yourself energetically. And all the point of this practice is to not to just do a random habit, keeping that goal in your mind. No, it's the third step to write an intention. This is how it all works.
Yeah.
The intention is when you write that I'm going to, for example, refuse from sugar for 30 days and I redirect this energy to this exact goal. You write it and then you start doing it, and you also need a tracker, putting those ticks every day to see your progress. Once you do it, the desire can come through even earlier. It can come through a little later, but still, all the energy you put into this goal, into this habit or that action, it goes directly to the realization of your desire. These are the 3 steps we need to do.
All right.
This is how it works.
This is very nice. So what you're doing in other ways is because you're doing something for 30 days, so you are unlearning something, your old habits, and then you're trying to make some new habits. So that's how you're transforming your energy from that losing or unwiring the old bad habits to a new habit. For instance, anything you want to get rid of, you continue doing it for 30 days. And after 30 days, you will find that you have gotten rid of those habits which you didn't want them to be in your life. And because you have accumulated so much of energy in you, that this energy is being redirected to your next goal, which you want to achieve. So this is how you're basically directing the energies.
Redirect,
you can say that?
Exactly.
Nice. So sounds like it's more manipulation and diverting the energies from the wrong direction to the right direction.
Yeah, it can be.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, you're right. Refusal from any bad habit we have. It should be a challenge with yourself.
Yeah.
A challenge with a clear written down intention. And then you can achieve anything you want. When I first got into English speaking market as a life coach, I used to work with Russian speaking only. Then I got here and I was with an intention to share the exchange method with English-speaking audience. And I didn't have clients for a couple of months in English-speaking world. And I set an intention, I want to get my first English-speaking clients in a long-term coaching, and I will wake up again. I will do morning stretching every day. Okay. It was winter, it was quite cold, but I still went outside every morning and ran through that wind to warm up my muscles and then do that stretching for 30 days, and I got 2 high-ticket clients in my coaching. That's another example. Because I wrote on this clear intention. I'm doing it not for my flexibility, not only for that, but because it's an exchange method.
This is so nice, and it's working well for you. And I think definitely those who want to apply, those who want to try this exchange method, and it could be really, really good technique for them to bring their dreams into realities. This is how Lesia did it. And I would say to all the audience, if they have got any questions about this, you can always ask a question in the comment section, and she will reply back to you. And also, if you want to follow her Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, you can just tell that.
YouTube.
And the YouTube, of course.
Yeah. We will leave a link to YouTube with more inspiring stories, with more such tips on how the exchange method works.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, could you share with us about your commitment you've made once? Commitment with yourself about reading at least 1 book a month. And you've done even more. But how did it work out in your life?
Yeah, that's a good question. And good you remember that. When I committed to myself that I was going to read 1 book a month. And this all of a sudden started to open up doors for me. One of my friends, she sent me a snapshot and she said, these are the books, my husband bought it for himself to read these books. And I was thinking, I just made my intention that I wanted to read the books in this year. And how come? And how come she's just sending me this photograph of the books her husband is reading? And seeing those books, I picked up one of the books, which was, I felt it's interesting. And that was The Power of Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. That was the opening door for me. And I started to learn about the subconscious mind and how the subconscious mind work and how little we know about this. Next year, I want to read 12 books for the whole 1 year. Kept the commitment, read more than 12 books, but it opened a completely new direction of my life.
So inspiring, and it's such a evidence that everything is possible. Once you know what you want, once you have a clear vision and you trust and you do practical steps. Your energetical steps is your clear intention, that you know that you do deserve it, you are worthy of it. Even though it didn't feel real in the beginning.
Yeah.
But it was meant to be yours.
Yeah, in the beginning, my purpose was to get the title of doctor with me. That purpose did not work for me. But when I changed my intention to do something, even if I don't have doctorate degree, then the doctorate degree came to me as honorary. So this is something, you have to have a worthiness in you first before you really receive something. So this is what I learned. So before, at that time, I was maybe not worthy of receiving, but now maybe I was worthy, so I could receive this degree.
100%.
You also believe
It's
so?
a beautiful story.
Having this method, do you see any downside of this method? Sometimes people, they do, and they fall into some other trap, like they start to believe maybe something else, that this is definitely is going to happen, and if the things, they don't happen their way, then they start to get frustrated and started to lose belief. Have you ever seen such cases as well?
Beautiful question, because it's an important one. Sometimes when someone chooses to do the exchange method, but they choose a habit which is not so frictional for them to do, which is just the everyday meditation, it's not something which activates resistance. We can't find 5 minutes a day, even though it's a consistent self-disciplined habit, but it should be something which is quite not an easy action for you. And then a person does this 30 days of 5-minute meditation, and then he thinks, where are my millions of dollars? Just because it wasn't enough, the energy wasn't enough. It should be such a powerful. If you want to get millions of dollars, you should put the exact amount of energy into it. Either one uncomfortable action which makes you shake, go and speak on stage, something like that, which makes so many people just cry because of the fears, because of so much resistance, because of so much programmed things we have inside, narratives in our head.
So in saying that, can we see that until you break that point which is really stopping you from achieving something, you will not achieve it.
True.
In order for you to break that, you have to get into something which is most uncomfortable for you, to break that thing, to bring your energy and courage and belief to the highest point, which will take you to your success.
Exactly, to get out of that cocoon, to become the real you, to get out of all this program, of that noise that other people have been putting on us our whole life, to get out of there. By doing that uncomfortable, brave step. Bravery never feels good in the moment. It feels so scary. But after that, it feels so good. It feels incredible when you've done it. It boosts your self-confidence x,000. It boosts your self-belief, your self-worth. And then you know that you're worthy of anything you desire. That's how you get what you desire.
Beautiful.
Because of your bravery as well.
Beautiful.
As long as all the other things.
Yes, that's so true. So it's a combination of several things. So first of all, you have to break that comfort zone, and you have to come out of your cocoon. You do not expect from the people that they will take you out of it. You have to come out yourself. You have to bring that strength in yourself. So that's how you become worthy of something. And then you see that certain energy in you which works for you. And then you start to see the synchronicities happen.
Exactly.
You start to see the universe is working for you. You start to meet people aligned with your...
Opportunities, people are coming, exactly, because you've trained your brain, you showed it who is the boss here. Not those comfort which the brain wants to stay in.
Yeah.
To stay in cozy warm bed in the morning, not to go anywhere, to find an excuse not to go to the gym, to find an excuse that I'm too busy today or I'm too tired today. But when you stay disciplined, it's how you keep the promise you made. You increase the self-trust and you invest in your desire, and then everything starts working out. The path starts being created.
Yeah.
All the people, all the opportunities, it's been proved so many times. I have a list of these evidences and I collect them to reread them sometimes. And I encourage everyone to have a list of these evidences of all the magical moments happened to you. Because then, when you lose belief, it happens to us because of the noise of the society who does not understand. The noise of some negative people around, those who are stuck in their own limitations, and they are trying to drag you down to their level. You need to have a list of evidences of all the magic happened to you, all those magical moments, all those manifestations you've created in your life. Then you reread them and you get back to who you truly are.
Yeah.
That's the strength.
So do you believe that environment plays a very important role for you to bring a change in yourself, or environment is not really playing a bigger role in your life?
Environment
of the people, environment of the friends, environment of the family, environment of the colleagues who you hang out with, who you sit with, you spend time with. Does it impact you?
So much.
So much.
Absolutely.
So it could be so much in a positive direction and negative direction, both ways.
Exactly. And we live in a society which teaches us that family and parents and those who are members of our family, that they are on a pedestal, that we need to be with them no matter what. But sometimes we first need to prioritize our own happiness. If those people make us feel bad, if those people destroy our self-belief, that what is more important?
So you say no matter who they are, even the closest ones of you, but if they are taking your self-belief away, they're taking your energy away, your confidence away, they don't have a faith in you, you stay away. And if they're complaining people, constantly complaining, bringing a lot of negative energy in you, even if they're the most loved ones, is it better for you to stay away from them?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying.
Absolutely, because prioritizing your own well-being, your happiness, and not wasting your energy on trying to prove something. Most of those people who are trying to drag us down, they will not even hear you. They will stay in their own, they don't see you, they see their own mind through you. You're a reflection of their own mind. They don't perceive you as who you are, they perceive you as what they have in their mind. That is why one of the most important steps is to clean up your space from any toxic connections with those who don't believe in you.
People, they don't see the things the way they are. They see the things the way they are.
Absolutely. And that's actually one of the examples of how we can use the exchange method. Once you clean up your space, your network from those who are acting in a toxic way towards you, towards your belief, towards your happiness, who are trying to laugh at you, it's an uncomfortable step. It's an uncomfortable decision, especially when you've been with those people your whole life. But once you do it, once you do this uncomfortable step and distance yourself from those people, when you write an intention that as an exchange for this brave action, I want to get this, then it comes to you because it's so uncomfortable. And you may even just keep this clear intention in your head that I am worthy of achieving my goals, I am worthy of greatness. And do this uncomfortable step. Protect yourself from negativity as much as possible. Train your brain to focus on good things around, on solutions, not problems. This way you get there faster. Those steps are required. Getting out of that comfortable loop. And then we always get rewarded.
In 2021, that was a quantum leap for me as well when I wrote down my resolution. And one of the points in my resolution was stay away from the negative and complaining people, no matter who they are. And I'm the evidence of that I did it. Even my loved ones, whenever they talk something negative, instead of reacting to that negative, saying, no, I just kept quiet and just moved away. I walk away. So this is what, if you start to do, things change in your life, because you do not want to lose your energy into petty things. Rather, you want to focus on what you want to focus on. And that's how, when something happened at that time in 2022, so what I was doing, I was diverting myself towards my books, and I started to call, these are my new friends, these are my new relatives, these are my new buddies, I want to spend time with them. And I had a lot to learn from those friends than staying with those close people where I could talk a lot of negative talks, a lot of toxic talks, negative complaining. So I diverted my energy at that time from those people to my books. They were my new friends. So this is exactly what happened, just to
This is exactly what happened.
Share
And
with me.
here you are now in your dream office in the beautiful, one of the most beautiful cities on the world, one of the most wealthy cities on the world, building your dream mission, building your empire even more. Even though you have so much, you've just accomplished what you've been dreaming about for so long. I'm grateful to be here with you.
Thank you very much. And I'm also grateful to have you in my program, in my show. And I'm sure there's a lot of learning for the people, those who are watching our podcast. They must be learning quite so many things from Lesia. And I'm really honored to have you today. And I hope we do some more interviews in the future, because you will come up with more ideas and more methods, more tips for the people to learn from you, being a life coach. So you have a lot to tell. And I know that you also work on energies. I also know that you also work on breathing techniques. So there are lots of things for you to share. Maybe we have another program and we talk about these things. What do you say?
With pleasure.
So thank you very much once again, Lesia, for coming to Explore Hayat. In Explore Hayat, we explore Hayat. Hayat means life. An exploration of the life of everyone, not necessarily the only lives of the famous and the well-known people, but everybody is the hero of his or her own life. And we come to know only when we explore their lives. Today, we had a wonderful guest, Lesia, and we learned about her life, and we learned so many good things from her. So thank you for watching. If you liked it, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you see any worth in it, you must share this with all your friends and family so they can also learn something from this podcast. Thank you.